So if you're a Secret Wars fan, this may not be it. So I'm not going to spoil heavy, but I have to say that the opening sequence is underwhelming. The particular writing or what they did with the characters was pretty much dull and boring. They underused the Agent Ross character, and really it was very, very dry. So if you really weren't like committed to seeing the show, you might accidentally click off because it was so kind of like dry. So they say the opening sequence is Mid-Journey, but to be quite honest, it really looks like Stable Diffusion. So I know a lot of people, they say that it's Mid-Journey, but also, or really from my perspective, having used Stable Diffusion, it really looks like Stable Diffusion. So the fact that they're really like underusing their actors is another troubling thing that you'll find in this first episode. And the script, I mean, like, the script is atrocious. So I could try to say it another way, but no, the script sucks bad. It's almost as if like they just needed this to go out early. So they just kind of like were like, well, hey, we'll be able to get away with it. I mean, that's how like I feel that they wrote the script. Like the script was like written on like a piece of toilet paper. It's mad terrible. It's crazy bad. So added things that I really would say about this first episode is that for some reason, and maybe it's a new thing, but the work of the quote-unquote bad guys, the acting was much, much better. So I mess with Sam Jack, but really, I didn't really feel their rendition of him in the first episode. So we're dealing with superheroes. We're not dealing with real people. So when I go back to thinking about Nick Fury, the original Nick Fury, I wouldn't be seeing him walking around hobbling. That just would not even happen. That wouldn't even come up in the comic book. And if he had any kind of like pain issues, that would be like a side story, and that wouldn't be most of the story of this sort of like idea of like Nick Fury is lame and he's over the hill and so forth and so on, because that really is not connected to the comic, nor is that really connected to any of the other stuff that you guys did in the MCU. It just really, for me, doesn't work at all. I would also add that what I was getting to earlier is that I really liked what Emilia Clarke did with her character. I liked what Gravik did in terms of his character. And basically, the bad people are more interesting and were doing more powerful acting performances than the good people. And we really can't really blame it on the writers, even though, to be quite honest, my main problem with the first episode is that I really found the writing to be subpar and atrocious. And even though it sounds like I'm being redundant, I'm emphasizing that because the writing really wasn't there. But I don't really want to blame the writers, because it looked like part of the cast, they did the best they did with the writing that they actually had. But I felt like for some strange reason, the characters that we already knew, that their acting in this episode was wooden. Like the main characters of the first half, the first 10-15 minutes, Everett Ross, Sam Jack playing Nick Fury, it was very, very wooden.
What do you know about a heist at a black market storage facility in Kazakhstan? Happened a couple days ago.
What happened? I mean, really, what happened?